Hi, welcome to Sylvie's technique vlog. I was creating technique vlogs for Muay Nation. There are a bunch of them over there. You can check those out at their website. But I'm starting a new one for my patrons. In my technique vlogs, I usually talk about a particular technique that I'm working on, and I'll go through kind of the sticky points of it, things that I like about it, and what's really cool about it. So generally I'm working on techniques, but for my patrons I'm also going to be talking about mental techniques, which I think are equally, if not more important. So this one's a little bit unusual in that I'm talking only about a mental technique, but it's a really important one. So a lot of people contact me and tell me that they're very freaked out by the fact that they're nervous going into their fight, or that they're afraid of something. And they see this as being a huge problem and something that they shouldn't be experiencing. I don't think that fear or nerves are necessarily a bad thing. It's a way that your body prepares itself for something that's a really intense experience, and I think that's actually really good. But the way that you deal with that fear is the mental technique and is the thing that makes the difference between whether this is a problem for you or not. So the number one thing that everyone can get from this public version of this part of the technique vlog is acknowledging your fear is number one. You have to acknowledge that you are afraid, and that is okay. In order to acknowledge it, you have to face the fact that there's nothing wrong with it, but that you don't want it. Something that Pinu said to me many years ago when I was talking to him about being afraid is he says, you just have to cut that fear. And it was such a beautiful, simple thing, and so profoundly difficult sounding, because how do you just cut the fear? Number one, acknowledge that you are afraid. And number two, in order to cut the fear, you have to expose yourself to it and work on that feeling you don't want within the frame of actually feeling that fear. I'm going to talk more about this in the longer version of this. You can head over to Patron. Link to that is in the description if you want to hear more about what I'm talking about. But just for this version, for everyone, for the public, acknowledge your fear, practice the exposure so that you can learn to cut it.